I have a son who is in the U.S. Navy. Paul went to college for a year or two and couldn't decide what he wanted to do with life, and he wandered around for 2 years and finally came home one day and said, "Mom, I joined the Navy." And I said, "Okay." And it was the best thing that's ever happened to him. It's caused him to see things that he was not able to see at home. I woke up this morning on this special day, 9/11, and I went to my laptop and I pulled up my emails, and here was this email from Paul. Paul leaves tomorrow, going out to sea. This is a short cruise to prepare him for the long cruise he's going to leave on in January. But nevertheless, he's a little bit apprehensive, maybe even a little bit scared, but excited all at the same time. I'd like to share with you his words this morning. In the daily course of life, sometimes we forget why we are put on the earth. Sometimes we get too caught up in paying our bills and showing off our unpaid cars. Sometimes we judge each other so much that we forget, one day you may save my life. Here in My Life with the Navy, we are reminded daily to lean on one another. Put all disgruntled spirits aside and do whatever it takes to protect the freedom and democracy that governs our ability to show that car and pay that bill. Tomorrow I will be leaving on detachment to the USS Carl Vinson, beginning a 3-week workup and calibration for our 6-month cruise in January. I'd like to tell all of you back home that I haven't forgotten what I'm fighting for. I have 13 hours of workday every day that reminds me of you, my precious friends and family, and reminds me that I joined the military to protect you, and that I will gladly lay down my life if it means that yours is safe and your freedoms are tangible. Today is September the 11th. 3 years ago, our foundations were rocked, but they were not crumbled. 3 years ago today, many people lost their lives. Many more lost them trying to save those that were still alive. 3 years ago today, a fearsome eagle was awakened. And today, that eagle, that symbol of God, freedom, power, peace, protection, and country, flies into the very heart of hell, avenging those lost lives. The words "never forget" under every picture of the destroyed Twin Towers has become quite a cliche. But I pray that you stop today and make that cliche real. I pray for the cloud by day and the fire by night. I pray for the ability to serve my country, to serve you, and be an essential cog in the machine of success. And most of all, I pray that you pray for me, for my squadron, my shipmates, the firefighters, their families, and everyone who has suffered loss, so that you might be free. This is just a reminder that we do not fight in vain. We celebrate independence every day, not just July the 4th. We will not be shaken, and we will not be defeated. In conclusion, I love each and every one of you, and I think of you more often than you can imagine. Paul Allen, U.S. Navy.
We serve a God of comfort who has been there for those families who have lost loved ones, who did not know that the morning they said goodbye would be the last goodbye, at least for here on earth. Through all this time, He has been a God of comfort. He has been a God of encouragement. But you know, if you know God's Word, we serve an omnipotent God, that no matter what kind of things Satan throws at us in our walk through life, we know that in the end, we serve a God who's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And nothing is going to change, because as His Word says, His truth still marches on.
Satan tried his best to block it, but there's no power on earth that can stop it. His truth still marches on. His truth, his truth, it keeps marching on and on and on and on and on. Kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, but God's truth, it remains standing tall. His truth, I'm so glad about it. His truth, I'm so glad. His truth, it still keeps, God's truth keeps marching, marching on and on. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's what he said. That's what he said. And you may be dead in sin, but the truth, it will make you live again. Yes, that's what God said. That's what he said. And then the truth, it was led to Calvary, nailed to a cross between two thieves, placed in the ground, never more to be. But in 3 days, he rose triumphantly. Now the whole world can see that his truth setting the captives free. Bringing them liberty. His truth, it still keeps, God's truth keeps marching, marching on and on. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but God's truth, his truth, it will never ever change. Yesterday, today, forevermore. God's truth, his truth, it will always stay the same. His truth keeps, God's truth is, his truth keeps marching, marching on.